Dear friends, we are meeting at a moment of both great sorrow and great optimism. Just a week ago, terrorists struck at the very heart of India in Delhi. Innocent people were killed. Many are still fighting for their lives, struggling every single day to survive in the face of unimaginable adversity and hardship. And I want to express my most sincere and heartfelt condolences to all peace-loving people everywhere, regardless of their background, nationality, or beliefs, with the unwavering confidence and strong conviction that the Indian leadership, guided by principles of justice and humanity, will firmly, resolutely, and consistently respond to those individuals and groups who, unfortunately, choose the destructive and tragic path of terror and violence, rather than the path of peace, dialogue, and mutual understanding. And yet, despite the pain and difficulties of today, we are living in an era of truly enormous and significant positive changes. This is a rare and remarkable time when one can look to the future not just with hope, but with a genuine and confident sense of optimism. India is not a new country. It is an ancient civilization that was once already at the pinnacle of the world economy. For hundreds of years, from the first century to the 18th century, India's contribution to the global GDP was estimated at around 25 to 30%. Then there were devastating raids, widespread destruction, colonial plunder, and the systematic removal of wealth, which in modern equivalent is measured in tens of trillions of dollars. By the end of the colonial era, the country that had once provided a third of the world's GDP found itself poor and dependent. Why is it important to remember this in 2025? Because the current rise is not a miracle from out of nowhere. It is a return to the natural scale of a civilization that is once again rising to its full height. Why should we talk about this in Moscow? Because Russia, the Soviet Union, fulfilled a very important and significant supporting role in the beginning of the industrialization of India, after the departure of the British colonial masters. This historic partnership has been strengthened under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi and President Putin. Now we are ready to open new horizons, the theme of today's forum. For the past 11 years, for the first time in a long time, India has had not just strong but consistent development-oriented leadership. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done a rare thing. He has made delivering on promises a habit. Domestically, this era is increasingly associated with the concept of Viksit Bharat 2047, a developed India by the centenary of its independence. Many ask, is this just a political slogan or is it a real scenario? And the main question, is a great Indian economic revival possible? The answer is yes. It's not just possible. It is real and it has already begun. In just one decade, we see the country building infrastructure at a record pace, attracting unprecedented direct investment, scaling its digital infrastructure and ecosystem, putting banking into every phone and a phone into every hand of a billion people. It's no surprise that independent forecasts increasingly say that in the coming years, India will become the world's third largest economy. And by the middle of the century, possibly the second. First and foremost, this means the emergence of a huge dynamic partner for Russia and for the world, one with whom Russia has long shared a relationship of trust. From the development of rockets to the world of cinema, from international student exchanges to the practice of yoga, There have long been quiet yet strong and enduring human flows between our societies. A developed India 2047 will become a reality. And the process of realizing this mission will be one of the most brilliant historical, economic, and civilizational revivals in the history of humanity. I will say one thing to you in Hindi. There is a song, and it goes something like this. भारत का रहने वाला हूँ, भारत की बात सुनाता हूँ. So I am telling you about India with great pride. And this is a very realistic scenario. 1,000 years ago, Indian sailors and merchants brought the stories of Rama and Buddha to Cambodia, Thailand, and Indonesia. The story of Rama, of honor and dignity, became part of the DNA of many civilizations. Indian crafts and arts penetrated ancient Rome. The wealth of India was so great that almost all the plunderers on earth made their way to India. India was conquered numerous times. The Persians, the Greeks, the Huns, the Arabs, the Turks, the Mongols, various groups of Europeans, the Portuguese, the French, and finally the English all played significant roles in shaping the region's history. After 1,000 long years of violence, occupation, and plunder, India not only managed to survive, but also began to truly prosper. 1,000 years later, Indian civilization has come full circle, rising from greatness in the past to greatness once again. It is now led by a wise and noble leader. He has a vision for 1,000 years to come. And he has put India on a path of irreversible growth and development. India, as he says, can no longer be stopped. What is important is that India strives to grow and develop, much as the Russian people have often done, through cooperation, collaboration, and mutually respectful relations in science and culture. Our culture, too, in many ways, much like Russia's, is founded on giving, exchange, honor, dignity, and respect. From the perspective of real business, a topic that concerns you, us, this means that you will participate in the joint construction of 1,000 civilian aircraft that will directly connect dozens of cities in India and Russia. Jointly built India-Russia ships, which are the result of a collaborative and strategic partnership between the two nations, will sail to the Far East, the Black Sea, and the Arctic Sea. Indian and Russian scientific researchers will, together and in close cooperation, jointly unlock the secrets of space. Together, they will train millions of engineers, which the West is sorely lacking today. Vyacheslav Vladimirovich often tells me that the future belongs to those who have the engineers. What will this future be like? What can we expect? For 1,000 years, the world was shaped by conflict and struggle, by racial hatred, colonization, and fascism. But a new era is dawning. The great civilizations of the East and the South, India, China, and Russia, now have the important opportunity to protect and safeguard their sovereignty. This means no longer having to worry about war, constant plunder, or the ongoing struggle against colonial domination. All of that will come to an end, and an era of development through joint activity, cooperation, and collaboration will begin. I don't think there will be any real dispute or disagreement about who the Vishwaguru will be. It's an Indian word, Vishwaguru, which means the great teacher. It will be the civilization that 5 to 7,000 years ago first gave the world the idea of global coexistence with nature and with each other. In the very near future, thanks to scientific and technological cooperation between India and Russia, between our great nations, when everything is built by our engineers and scientists, when all diseases are cured by medicine created with artificial intelligence, when the world finally reaches a stage where energy is truly unlimited and quantum computing has become a reality that transforms every aspect of our lives, then all that will be left for us to do is to create new things, to dance with joy and freedom, to paint beautiful and meaningful works of art, and to develop and nurture our human potential to its fullest. In this future, with no more barriers holding us back, we will be able to explore our creativity, express ourselves in countless ways, and discover the true extent of what it means to be human. This is the kind of future. And if it seems to you like some kind of fairy tale, like fantasy, it is not. This is already within 20 to 30 years. But for this, the most important thing is the cooperation and partnership of such great civilizations and nations as Russia and India. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the applause. Ajay Goyal, a writer, an entrepreneur who founded 14 companies in 9 countries and a leader of the Indian diaspora. Thank you.